Let's look at another such standard limit, and that is to do with trigonometry. So limit as theta approaches 0, sin theta by theta is equal to 1. And remember, theta is in radians. Okay, this is what we need to prove. Now look at the construction. We have a circle with radius r, right? BT is the tangent to the circle. BM is the perpendicular dropped from B to OA. This OA, A should be here, A should be here. BA is the chord. Okay, let's look at some areas, right? Now if you look at this, can we say that the area of triangle AOB is less than area of sector AOB? Naturally it is less. Why? Because the sector contains this part also, right? So the triangle is less by this area, and which is in turn less than the area of OBT, triangle OBT. Okay, now let's look at the area, actual calculation part. So the formula for it, area of triangle is what? Half into base into height. So half. Now base of AOB is what? AOB is OA is the base times BM is the height. And this is less than, what is the formula for the area of the sector? It is half r square theta. So r square theta. Now which is in turn less than the area of the triangle OBT. So half base is OB and height is BT. Now let's rephrase these terms. OA is what? OA is nothing but the radius. BM is what? Now because we have theta, we need to convert it into trigonometric functions, and based on that we need to decide what is BM. BM is opposite to theta. So opposite means sin theta, right? Opposite by hypotenuse is equal to sin theta. And here sin theta times hypotenuse. Sin theta, hypotenuse is what? OB, which is r. So r sin theta is less than half r square theta, less than half of, now OB is what? OB is again r. BT is what? BT, we need to look at trigonometric ratios. So in the triangle OBT, theta we have here OB and BT. With respect to theta, OB is what? OB is adjacent side. BT is what? Opposite side. So that means it has to be tan theta. So opposite is what? Opposite to theta is BT. By adjacent is what? OB, tan theta. Now BT is what we want to find. OB is nothing but r. So r tan theta, half r tan theta. Okay, let's divide all the inequalities by 1 by 2 r. So this r square r square it should have been. R is already there. OB. So into R. So this also gets cut off. OB is radius. So that is already there, 1 R. The other R comes from R tan theta. So what we end up with is sin theta is less than tan theta, right? Now let's divide all the threes by sin theta. So sin theta, sin theta, sin theta. So we end up with 1 less than theta by sin theta. Tan theta is sin theta by cos theta into 1 by sin. So these two gets cancelled. It's less than theta by sin theta is less than 1 by cos. Now let's take the limit. So limit as theta approaches 0. What happens? So 1 less than limit as theta approaches 0. Theta by sin theta less than limit as theta approaches 0. 1 by cos theta. This remains 1. Let's leave it as it is because this is what we have to find. And let's look at this. Let's take the limit. So this becomes 1 by cos 0 is 1. So which means 1. So when we say 1 is less than something and that something in turn is less than 1 means what? That means it is equal to 1. Equal to 1. And this also implies that if we take the reciprocal sin theta by theta, this is also equal to 1. Now if theta is negative, what happens? Theta is negative and it tends to 0. Then negative theta by negative theta. This is equal to what? Limit as theta approaches 0. Negative sin theta is sin negative theta is minus sin theta by minus theta. So which means it is still 1. Let's do very quickly 2 or 3 sums. Limit as x approaches 0 sin 5x by 5x. And this is very straightforward. You can say this is equal to 1. Straight. Here theta is equal to 5x. So no questions about it. So let's look at the next one. Now here it's a little bit tricky because it doesn't fit the pattern. So divided by x. Now in the denominator you want 3x. So put 3x. But if you don't want to change the overall thing, what do you have to do? If you are multiplying something with the denominator, you have to multiply it with the numerator also. So 3. So which means what? When you take the limit, you end up with 3 times 1, which is 3. Let's take this limit as x approaches 0, 1 minus cos x by x square. Now here what happens? What do we do? Now this is where trigonometric identities will be very useful, right? Now if you don't remember the trigonometric identities, you can't really do much, or you start from some other identity and derive it. Now this is equal to 2 sin square x by 2 by x square. Now I want x by 2 square. Now let's do this. Sin x in x by 2. Denominator also I want x by 2. Remember that sin x by 2 is already a square. So which means x by 2 also needs to be a square. So which means I need to multiply this with x by 2 square so that these two get cancelled. Okay, so x square. So when we take the limit, this becomes this. Actually we can directly write this x square gets cancelled with this, and what you are left with is 1 by 4. That is 2 by 4, which is 1 by. Okay, next one, limit as theta approaches 0 of sine 5 theta minus sine 3 theta by. Now here what we can do is split this fraction into 2. So theta approaches 0, sine 5 theta divided by theta minus limit, actually if we have to do it step by step, sine 3 theta by theta, limit theta tends to 0, sine 5 theta by theta minus limit theta approaches 0, sine 3 theta by theta. Now the pattern says it should be 5 theta here in the denominator and here 3 theta in the denominator. So 3 3, oh, sorry, 5 5 5 5 and 3 3. So this becomes 5 times 1 minus 3 times 1, so which is 2. It could be a little bit more complex. Okay, if we know the trigonometric identities, we would be able to proceed easily. Apply the limit. So this becomes sin x by x, so which means 2 sin a times 1, which is minus 2 sin a. Okay, limit as x approaches 0, tan 3x minus sin 2x by 3x minus tan 2x. What do we do with this? Let's divide everything by x and see what happens. Limit as x approaches 0, tan 3x by x minus sin 2x by x by 3x by x minus tan 2x by x. Okay, now the next step, I think you already got it. 3 3 2 2, these two gets cancelled, and here 2. So if we take the limit now, then remember tan theta by theta equal to 1, and it's very easy to see how this happens. So this is sin theta by theta times 1 by cos theta, limit as theta approaches 0, right? Now this becomes 0 1. If we take the limit 1 by cos theta, it becomes 1, so 1. So this is 1 minus 2 divided by 3 minus 2, so 1 by 1, which is 1. Okay, limit as x approaches 1, 1 minus x tan pi by 2. Okay, it would be better if I write it as pi x by 2. Here if we make it 1, if we substitute it directly, so it becomes 1 minus 1 tan pi by 2, which is 0 times infinity, which is again not a, it is an indeterminate form, so we can't directly substitute it. So what we'll do is, let's simplify here. So let's say y is equal to 1 minus x, and here we have x, so let's say x is equal to, what will happen, minus x is equal to y minus 1. So x equal to 1 minus y. Okay, so now what will happen to the limit? As x approaches 1, y will approach 0. Yes, so we need to remember that. So our limit statement changes to, as y approaches 0. Let's first, without looking at the limit part, let's focus on the tan part. Tan pi by 2 x is equal to, now that x, let's replace it with 1 minus y. Okay, so tan pi by 2 minus pi by 2 y. This is again an identity, and this is equal to cot pi by 2 y. Okay, so now we have got our limit statement as y approaches 0, 1 minus y, 1 minus x actually. So 1 minus x is 1 minus y. Yes, and the second part is tan pi by 2 x. So that is replaced by cot pi by 2 y. Yes, so let's simplify it. 1 minus 1 is 0. Actually, this should again be inside a bracket. So this would become 1 minus 1, 0, and minus plus y, cot pi by 2 y. Now this can be written as y by tan pi by 2 y. Yes, and this can be written as, can you see the pattern now? Tan theta by tan theta, something like that. So we need to take it a little bit further. So limit y approaches 0. Let's multiply this by pi by 2 by tan pi by 2 y. Now we have multiplied it by pi by 2, so 2 by pi to cancel it. Now this is nothing but the above limit. Remember tan theta by theta? Where is it? Here. Here it is reciprocal. So reciprocal of 1 is 1. So when we take the limit, this becomes, okay, so the limit is 2 by pi. I think that's enough for today. Bye for now. Please go to the about page of my channel, and here you will find various links for each topic. These are Excel workbooks which I have been using in many of my videos. Download it and practice.